Hey guys, guess what today is? A good day for a martini. That's right, no olives today though. I've decided that I don't like the jarred blue cheese olives anymore. If I'm gonna do blue cheese olives, I'm gonna stuff them myself, and I can't eat them fast enough, so I just get the old regular pimento stuffed green olives and use the juice. Brine. Grab your drink. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Chevyrell here, Chevis, my birth name. We are in the stuff room. There's lots of stuff. I am in a race with the sun, so probably like the last episode, I will be migrating as the sun moves, but figured we'd start things out here where the light is kind of decent. We'll see, right? I'm just going to get right into it. I'm not even going to chit chat beforehand. How do you like them apples? I have some FOs. I have some whips. I have some Happy Mail. We're going to do a prize drawing, which I was going to draw for that before I started recording and I forgot. So we'll do it while I'm recording, I suppose. And you know how martini episodes are. You never know where they're going. Oh, the places will go. Let's get into the FOs. Do you guys remember this? Look what's not on it. La, which it's going to get blown out. Look at that. This is chain plied. It's 4 ounces and I got, well, this is interesting. I got 220 yards when I wound it off of the bobbin onto the nitty knotty. And hold on, we're playing this lighting game. So I will tell you as I was spinning it, and I have no idea what weight this is. I mean, obviously it's different, right? Because this is thinner than this. I should look for an ish though. If I were to guess, I would say maybe a DK. Let me utilize the most useful tattoo ever here and see if I can get a quick measurement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to say 11 or 12, which I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I might have to move sooner than I thought I was gonna. Yeah, DK, 11 wraps per inch, and I'm guessing that this is probably, there's some thick and thin parts. Anyway, when I first wound it off the bobbin onto the nitty knotty, I had 220 yards. But then there are some parts that that is not as tightly spun as some of the other areas. And it's probably because I plied it on my wheel and I spun it on my spindle. So there was probably some tension. As weird as it is, it's underspun looking, but it was overspun while I was spinning it. So when I initially took it off, it curled on itself, but that was before it was washed and thwacked. So I washed and thwacked it. For those of you who are not spinners, when some people just do this when it's wet, and then it's raining wool. I have this big flat wall thing on my back deck, and I just hold one end of it and I thwack it up against that. So then that kind of disperses some of the twist. Once I thwacked it, it dried and it was completely balanced. Then I put it back on my Swift and rewound it again on my nitty knotty, and then I had 216 yards. So it did shrink after being washed and thwacked. If you guys are spinning for yardage and if you need a certain amount of yardage, just let that be a lesson to you that after you wash and thwack it and it dries, you could get different yardage. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I am going to stare at its prettiness for a while. I do think that I want to do a pillow maybe, just so I can see the yarn you know, maybe I'll do one panel and then sew it to a pillow and get like a pillow form or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I just want to showcase and look at the yarn. And to be honest with you, these aren't really colors that I would wear. So it will probably end up someday in the stuff room. Next is the Dave hat by Irina Bil. This is a free pattern, and this is out of the Stonehedge fiber mill. This was I think they call it Crazy or something. They don't make it anymore. I don't know what I did with the rest of the ball, but there were 3 colors in the ball. I did not get to the 3rd color. This is only 2 colors. And this, I've not blocked this, so the stitches probably would look a little better if I blocked it. This pattern was not a lot of fun to knit, and I was really glad when it was over. And because I didn't want to knit it anymore, I feel like the lighting is very distracting, so I'm going to move after this. I apologize. FYI, the lighting sucks through the whole thing. Sorry about that. I cut this short inches wise because which I mean, you can't tell, but I was knitting it for my brother, and I don't know that this will fit him. I am going to give it to him. I will never knit this again. Like I said, it is a free pattern, but I did not like it was like 2 and 3 and 2 and 1 and 4 and 3 and 2. Like, it wasn't an intuitive knit, so I want to not have to pay attention. But the hat is done. My brother is coming this weekend, and I'm going to have him try it on and see if he likes it. He also has blue eyes, so that's kind of why I was picking the blue, just because his eyes like really pop when he wears certain colors. And now I'm going to move because I hate the lighting. I don't know that I have ever recorded from this spot or with the camera pointing. Well, you get to see our router. It's so ugly, I hate it. But now I only have this right here. So let's continue. It's always a shit show, right? I'm guessing that it's sort of nice to have a change of scenery, even though that's there. I have to get my notes. Okay, next is, it's LOSY. Is that LOSY? It's the LOSY hat by Barb Engelking, and it's a free pattern. And this yarn, sorry, good grief. This is Mountain Meadow wool. I showed this on the last episode, and it is, I think, discontinued. Salem hand-dyed charcoal. I don't know which is which. I tried looking it up. I can't find it. I don't think you can get it anymore. But it's merino plied with a black silk thread, which you can't see. But I knit this for Dan's coworker, and it's a 2x1. No, it's a 3x2. No. It's what is it? I don't even remember. It's a 3x1 rib all the way up. And I love it. I love it. I love it. See, this is more like I did, like for a dude's head. George, I think, has a bigger head. And the hat, this is for Dan's coworker who wears a hat that I gave away. It was out of Lion's brand. I mentioned it on the last episode. If you're new here, hey, what's up? Welcome to the shit show. Do you have a drink? Anyway, I think George has a larger head, and the reason that he likes the other hat that I made eons ago is because it is also all ribbed. So it's very not head scrunchy. I am going to give this to George. I did order new labels. The labels I have right now, I have these little leather tags, and they're cool, but they're too big. I got other ones that are lower profile. They're thinner, they're not as bulky. Once those come, they are en route. They're actually in the state. I was hoping that they'd make it here by the time I recorded, but they did not. This is also non-superwash and so squishy and nice. It's not scratchy at all. It's comfortable to wear. I have worn it. It does not scratch. So hopefully George likes that, and maybe I'll even get a picture of him wearing it and ask if he would like to be on the podcast for all the people to see. My next FO is the conclusion of the Deep Stash Cal, which is also a Mal. And I finished my Across the Pond shawl, so I will be drawing for a prize. Some of you may have seen this on Instagram. It will never do the color justice on film. When did we stop using film? On camera. It will never ever do the color justice. But this is Honey Girl Farms. This is, God, I've said it a million times. Is it Goldenrod? How irritating. My brain is like a goldfish's. This is Dance with the Goblin King, I believe, or Ball with the Goblin King, something like that. And I don't even know if they dye these colors anymore because it was Deep Stash, right? Deep Stash. It blocked out beautifully. If you are on Instagram and you didn't see it, I did a before and after blocking. I did like a magic of blocking because I mean, it's just so satisfying to see lace block. It's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna draw for a prize, and the prize was donated by, this is also Happy Mail, Pearls and Pines Yarn Company. Now, I can't tell if that's getting blown out. It looks really good on my screen. These are some minis. This is Angie Bear. Here is her contact information, which of course she will be linked below. I started to unwrap this and I got this far and was like, wait a minute, I want to be surprised with everybody else. So whoever the prize winner is going to win this. I don't know what it is or what it looks like, and I'm super psyched. And thank you so much, Angie, for donating it as a prize for the Deep Stash Cal. Let's open it together. Oh my gosh, I love it. That is like My Little Pony. Fantastic. Oh, I love it. What does she call it? Pixie dust. It's called pixie dust. This is her sock set, I believe. Oh, and she's in Minnesota. I don't think I said that, did I? Right? Is that right? MN. I get all the M's mixed up. Yeah, I think MN's Minnesota. This is fingering weight, 462 yards. 25% nylon, 75% merino. I mean, that is scrumptious. So you win a sock set. Let me draw for the prize. This is going to take me a minute because the prize, which, you know, I'll cut out all the BS because that's what I do. The hashtag was DSCal23 because we started this in 2023 and it's just now finishing. What's 18 times 3?
18 times 3 is 54.
Give me a random number between 1 and 54.
Here's a random number, 45.
Oh, that's easy. Stand by. Okay, the winner is Sydney, who is knitting is an ADL. She is adding some stitches to my half and half wrap for the DS Cal 23. Hopefully she still watches the shit show so she knows that she won. But get a hold of me. You won this beauty right here. Message me your name and address and I will get the prize to you in the mail. Congratulations. Thanks everyone for playing along with my shenanigans. I kind of suck at cals. As you can see, it takes me forever to knit. But it's fun and I love giving prizes. And part of the reason was because I had a lot of prizes in the prize bin. And Now I do not, because I was giving them randomly as the cal was going on. So in conclusion, we ended with Pearls and Pines. Be sure and go to check her out. This colorway is awesome. I love it. And it's super soft. Sorry, it's getting blown out here. One last look at how fantabulous it is. So thank you, Angie, so much for donating it. I know this is going to be so annoying because of the lighting, and I'm not going to keep saying it because I think it's annoying when podcasters do that. Sydney messaged me, congratulations. And that's it. You know what's after FOs, right? Whoops! That's right, we have some too. First, Dan's Socks, which is out of the Sock Architecture book by Lara Neel, and it is the Procrastinatrix. I think I said it wrong. Last time I said Procrastinatrix, but it's Procrastinatrix. Top down, it looks like that. I believe the last time y'all saw it, I was just past the heel or starting on the heel. I think I was just past the heel, which, if y'all remember, this is an odd afterthought heel, an interesting, different afterthought heel, right? Next is the toes, and then there is an afterthought line in there, but there's these little holes. And somehow the construction is going to be interesting on those heels. So I'm guessing that these will for sure be done the next time I podcast. I will tell you how this whole thing goes. But this is Pretty Twisted Yarns in the Grab Yo Stuff Room colorway, which I think reminds me of the Mystery Machine. I do not match my stripes, but these are pretty dead on. I think Lara on the Knit Girls does this all the time too, which is funny. There's a wee bit of orange on that cuff and outside of that, and then the heel as well. This gray stripe is the afterthought. There's one line of green. That would drive some of you insane. It does not drive me insane. I'm fine with it. So Dan is going to get another pair of socks. Oh, I was going to tell you about these needles. You guys. I'm going to try and show you on the screen, but I did take a picture and I bought these on Amazon because I couldn't find them in a store. I reached out to Amazon about this, and then they sent whoever, it was a yarn shop that was selling it. I can't remember what yarn shop it was. Actually, it's in Minnesota. 2 Minnesotas in this episode. So some yarn shop or knitting shop from Minnesota is on Amazon, and that's where I bought these. But can you see, it's not going to focus, but do you see this discoloration there? Here's a picture. These are the Knitter's Pride Nova Cubics. And I have never had this happen before. It's like I want to say patina, and that's not right. Here, let me take another drink. The chrome or whatever the metal is, chipped off right there. And I've been knitting with it. It's fine, but it's definitely not smooth and is a little annoying. So I'm going to ask them if they'll replace it. They said it'd take a couple days for them to get back to me. But I thought that was weird. Has that ever happened to you guys? It's gold underneath though. I heard back from the seller and they are sending me another one. Anyway, I thought that was weird and I wanted to show you. Let me see what's next. I have the Yarmalada on here. I'm not going to show you. I knit a little on the Yarmalada. It looks this much longer or whatever. You'll see it when it's done. Hopefully it'll be epic. I'm hoping. My next whip, you guys, hold on. I'm so excited for this. This is so fun. So you know that the Knitting Tree's Emotional Support Chicken took Instagram by storm. This is Hennifer. Oh, this is some enabling that I did. Squirrel. I'm just going to show you because I forgot the last time. These are signatures. Signature is going out of business. Gina from Skein Cocaine talked about it on her episode. Look, you can't see it. It says Chevyrell stuff. They're going out of business. Their needles were on sale. I'd always wanted a pair of short, straight needles. And you can't see it, but Pretty Twisted's Advent from 2 years ago is right there. I'm going to knit a blanket, a 10 stitch. I'll talk about it later, but I'm going to use these needles. I'm so excited. So I forgot to show you that on the last episode. They live in Hennifer. This is Hennifer Lopez. She is a knit emotional support chicken who lives her best life in the stuff room. Well, guess what, y'all? Guess what? Annette and my friend Brenda came out with the crochet version. That's right, the crochet version. I am knitting, really? I literally just said crochet and then immediately knitting comes out of my mouth. I am crocheting an emotional support chicken for Cole, who is my going to be 5-year-old nephew, for his birthday, out of scraps. I have done no gauge. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. I'm letting it be whatever it wants to be. This is where I'm at. So the top of the tail, and then these guys will, match up. So here's this side. Here's this side. I am on the head. I just need to pick the colors for the head. And I have my basket O scraps. This will be done the next time you see it as well. So I am loving the crochet. It'd been a minute since I crocheted. I wanted to crochet. I knew I was going to make Cole an emotional support chicken for his birthday. I even had the pattern all ready to go, and I had my yarn all ready to go. I had the needles ready to go, and I was just dragging my feet. Well, I'm so glad I did because they came out with the crochet version. So I am really excited to have a crochet version. And I am using my Purls hook. I think, is this an Odyssey? Look, it's glittery. Do you see the, ooh, buddy. I think this was like a Valentine's hook a few years ago. I'm doing an F. A lot of these, I'm thinking it's like a worsted weight that I'm doing. We'll see what it looks like when it's stuffed because it's sort of like all different gauges. I'm just kind of eyeballing it on some places. It'll be fine. It's the beauty of crochet. And I do feel that way. I know that a lot of crocheters watch. I get a lot of comments that say people don't knit, they crochet, but they still watch. I know I don't crochet very often. Obviously, I do crochet. But one of the things that I've noticed with crochet patterns for me is I am way, way better at altering patterns when it comes to crochet. I can alter them on the fly. I feel like it works in my brain better. I don't know if that makes sense at all. Some people are very good at modifying knitting. I am pretty much a pattern follower. I mean, I can modify some things, like I know what cast-ons I like, things like that. But I feel like I'm better at getting what I want using alterations on crochet than I am knitting. Knitting, it's a little more scary for me, and I feel like I have to follow more of the pattern. I love crochet. It's super fun. I should do it more. There's just so many things that I like to knit. Like I do kind of use crochet as a palette cleanser. Next, after this is done, I'm going to do a few squares for my crochet blanket. The one that I probably won't get finished by the time I die. Oh, here we go. Are you guys ready? My last whip is an epic one, and I'm having so much fun, and I love it so much. It is my Voyage sweater by Wool and Pine. I am using my advent calendar, my David Bowie advent calendar from Skein Cocaine. Gina, y'all watched me open it. If you didn't and you want to see it, they're all saved on my stories on Instagram. I have a highlight of Skein Cocaine Advent. It's amazing. I am having so much fun with this. I'm also doing a project page, which is really weird because I don't do project pages, but I feel like this one I need notes for. You saw a change happen in my brain on the last episode that I updated in my notes. I was originally going to use a size 4 for the hem and sleeves and a size 5 for the color work. I went up to a size 6 and I'm glad that I did. And I am this far. Right. Look at it. I am loving it so much. It's probably getting blown out, but you'll at least see. Now, I am picking the color. Well, first off, there's some variegated, there's some solids. Like, see, this guy is a rainbow. This whole skein, it's not a rainbow, but close enough. Changes as you go around. So I'm going to tell you how I'm doing this. I pick the color. My best friend, Clint, was here for my birthday. And I told him what I was doing, and he was like, good luck. That looks like it's going to be hard. And I said, well, I think it'll be fine. He means as far as picking colors. I said, I think it will be fine once I start going. I just don't know where to start. So I'll insert a picture. So he put together some colors and he's like, this is where I would start. So that's where I started. So I had the first couple go in. I can't remember what I picked, but I picked the first couple. And then I just, like, once I finish a section, I am taking a picture after every section I finish. And then I'm going to do a reel so it like shows it growing, right? After every section, I then look at the pattern and pick like 2 sections ahead. And I'm doing, let me show you my colors, hold on. These are the skeins that I have not gotten into yet. I'm trying to use all the colors and then I'll switch them all up the neck because you do 2 repeats of the color work. And I am pretty far, I think, on what I do with it. Okay, so the color work is 73 rows and I am on 47. So that's how far I am into the repeat. And then they said you repeat that twice. And then this is the colors after I'm done with them, right? So the second go through, and I actually had to use one of the ones I already have wound. So I don't know, you know, like I'm probably going to pull on these to get these in rotation. But then the next rotation, I'm going to switch up the colors. That's my plan, and it has been working just fine. It is actually a lot of fun to pick the colors as I go. And like some of you, I've talked about this before. Some of you talk about self-striping yarn and how when you knit a sock, you want to just get to the next stripe. Like you're so excited to get to the next stripe. Self-striping does not do that for me. Color work does. There is something about color work that I like want to get to the next section. I am loving this knit. Now, I will tell you, I'm a little concerned. This right here is black. And while I was knitting it, I had some color exhaust onto my fingertips. Now, I don't think that it's a setting problem. I think it's probably an exhaust, like the dye didn't get exhausted all the way. I'm sure it's set. But because my sleeves and hem and stuff's going to be like this cream color, and because when you go for the sleeves are steeked. So this is obviously steeked or going to be steeked. Where's the steek? Right here. Here's my steek. And this is superwash, and I know that that's a little sketchy when you speak superwash, so that might be a whole nother thing of notes on my Ravelry page. But this is by inches. So you knit this so many inches before you start for the sleeves. I am going to block this, and I'm going to put a color catcher in because I'm so scared that this is going to get muddied. So we'll see on my blocking of the body. Then I'll move on to the sleeves, which the sleeves are steeked. I've never steeked sleeves before, so that will be new to me. I am loving this. I'm loving it so much. I cannot wait. I am super excited about this knit. Also, thank you to Crystal from Yarn Rebels for suggesting this woolen pine pattern because I am loving it. And that's it for my whips. They're all done. Let's take another drink, shall we? Okay, I only have 2 more things to mention, and they're really little. This was a quick episode, and I feel like I've gotten so much done, but high five for a quick episode, right? Well, I don't know. Some of you like long episodes. So next up is Happy Mail. I already talked about Pearls and Pines Yarn Co. Go check them out. And then Holly sent me the nicest thing. So thank you so much, Holly. Her mom made this card. She's an OG. Her mom made this card, and I love it. It's Olive. The OGs know Olive, except Olive didn't have that leg right there. For those of you who are fairly new here and don't know who Olive is, Olive was my pug. She was sort of the Chevyrell stuff mascot when I first started recording episodes, and she passed away. So a lot of people know Olive. Anyway, she sent me a very nice note. She went to Comic-Con. Now, I don't know what Comic-Con she went to. I don't think she said. But she said she saw this and immediately thought of me and had to get it. And it makes my heart so freaking happy. It is from William O'Neill, Gentleman Nerd. There's his deets. I, of course, will link him in the show notes below. Shut up. Shut up. Look at that. I've never been to Comic-Con. Now, this is a print, and I don't know what the medium is. It looks like I don't know. I don't know what the medium is. A computer sketch, maybe? I don't know if maybe he sketched it with pencil and then added to it. It is super cool, though. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. Thank you, Holly. Of course it will live in the stuff room. I need to get a frame for it. It might take me a minute. And then this is not Happy Mail, but Dan got a 3D printer and he made me this. Isn't it cute? It's a Triceratop. I was an 80s, 90s kid, which was Land Before Time, and you could not pay me money to watch that again because, spoiler alert, Littlefoot's mom dies. Was that what his name was, Littlefoot? And I believe the Triceratop's name was Sarah, right? Was her name Sarah? I'll never know unless you tell me because I won't watch it again. But that's what... I love her. This would also be a good pattern for those chameleons with those eyes, which are awesome. Yes, so I had to show you the little cute thing Dan made me. He made it for me a long time ago, and I hid it because he made me one before and Ditto ate it. So I had to hide this one so he wouldn't eat it, and then I lost it because I hid it from myself. I know y'all have done that. You guys have all done that, right? Like, I'm going to put this in a really safe spot. And then you're like, what the hell did I do with it? And then you find it later. That's what happened with this. Anywho, that's it. That's all she wrote. I had a wonderful birthday. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. They were amazing. I will let you guys go. I hope that you are having an amazing time. Sydney, if you're still here or if you're watching, get a hold of me so I can get that prize out to you in the mail from Pearls and Pine. Go check her out. Wait, Pearls and Pines. Pearls and Pines. Plural. Ditto is here. Ditto. Oh, and Dan. Say hi to the peeps.
Sporting my free t-shirt. Bought a bottle of third time whiskey.
Are you drinking whiskey? You're busting out the cassettes, huh?
Who knows what these are?
Clint and I listened to those on my birthday, so we
Somebody
know.
get me a pencil.
I had to use the pencil because it
know.
ate it.
That's why it's great.
Fun mixtapes. We had a good time. Clint and I had a good time. Dan dug the stereo out of the attic so we could listen to the cassette tapes. And can I tell you, cassette tapes sound terrible.
I mean,
Dan the Headless Man. Okay, I'm saying bye. Do you want to say bye to the people?
bye people.
What do I say?
Bye.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the happy horse shit. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Bye.